Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese, and today is a concept created ancient times. That's super trendy in today's time, I guess. In today's inflation-filled world, qián, money, is everything. Everybody feels like it's shrinking. Therefore, everybody need more of it because it's shrinking. Qián, Chinese created with this qián, this double axe, chopping something into smaller pieces next to the metal. That's because this money, even if qián, in today we call it money, but in ancient times mostly it's coins. So it's made of metal. And coins sound a certain way and weigh a certain way, stored in a certain way, and eventually incorporate into our lives and become such a symbolic thing. That's money. That means to us today. Okay, ancient version of this jin, this can mean gold or metal in general. So it can be either a smaller scope, a particular kind of metal, or broad sense of anything mineral you dig out underground. Okay, so here, the digging out of underground is expressed by the ground here. This first horizontal line is the ground, and then you have this almost like a straw looking thing that I imagine would be the ancient drill. And then you have this gold nuggets or bits of condensation of the mineral underground. And the bottom probably is signifying like that's the tip, the very end of it that you're going to find it. Oftentimes this mining takes quite some depth underground to find them. It's not on the surface, right? I guess there are different levels of mining, what I know about mining, but just by the character, it describes the ancient mining practice. And then on the top, the triangle means a pile. If it's above the ground, it's naturally a pile. If it is underground, it will be a cluster or condensation of some metal that's useful for us. And because metal we got from digging, from mining, that digging out of the ground. Therefore, this practice of how to get a gathering of this in this visually expressed practice related to the material itself. So how to related to what that is. Okay, so jin pairs with this jian, this double daggered axe, chopping up repetitively motion together means coin. Or money, my understanding is it's easy. Okay, the left side signifies the material. It's made of metal, oftentimes copper. Also, the, I guess, central government ancient version issued coin. So fakery, probably ancient battle all along. And then the right side give you the size or even the shape of it that it's sliced into smaller pieces. So I would imagine this double axe chopping, not just like you chop up your garlic, but it's probably slicing up your cucumber, let's say. So it's slicing versus dicing. So probably here is more slicing. Like a cucumber sliced into smaller pieces, that looks almost like the shape of a coin, right? Okay. 钱钟书. Here, I just quoted the most famous author in simplified Chinese. Or probably he was in traditional. He was in a traditional time, probably. No, it's a simplified Chinese. No, actually, when? I think it's a traditional because he was describing a life that before mainland China changed the regime in 1949. So this author published before then. So he was using traditional Chinese. Okay, sorted it out. 钱钟书, most famous book. So here, this 钱 was the family surname. Somebody named Money in Chinese. Okay, imagine that. Mr. Money was a real thing in Chinese. And 钟书, that's the something that's lovely, lovely. I didn't pay attention to his name until, today I kind of have to introduce to you guys and I unpack. Okay, 钟书 means his favorite thing in the world is books. 钟 this bell, like bell books. What do you mean? Okay. Turn out, 钟 in ancient times was an ancient volume measurement. There are different, I guess, everyday objects that can serve as a container and used in ancient times as the scale of the size or the volume. So we have the grain, the millet grain. That's the smallest in everyday life to average people. Millet all the way to 钟is the biggest volume measurement. And so 钟书 means like the biggest love of that person is about the books. Either reading books, and he ended up writing one of the best, most popular books I still read today. His most famous book was called 围城, Walled Up City. Talking about what's the word? Expats came back to China, returned to China, and have this double culture shock. And that the love story, love life, intellectual life, the social scene in that era. And the most famous line from that book, the tagline from that book, nowadays everybody quoted, is 围城 walled city, 里的人想出来. Inside that walled city, people try to get out. 围城外的人 outside those walled city, people try to get in. 围城外的人想进去. So this walled up city talks about marriage. That people who are married try to be single again. And people who are single try so hard to be married. And that duplex, each side wanting what the other side having, is the tagline. And so many people still quote that line. So that's 钱钟书, this author, this Mr. Money in Chinese. Okay, 见钱眼开 is a common Chinese expression to say 见 is a human see. So we have eyeball on top of human figure. Human see the money, the ancient coins made of metal in that disc shape. 眼开, your eyes are open bigger. So talking about somebody who is money obsessed, you can almost visually see their facial expression response to when they see lots of money. They will open their eyes up. Okay. 钱权交易 is, I guess, happen all over the world. Just money, power, exchange. So 交 is X and E is change. So exchange, transaction between money and power. So this is a common societal phenomenon. China, US, Europe. I don't exactly know, but I'm pretty sure it's plentiful. So we have the set phrase to express exactly that. So here's a close-up view. I'm not sure this person 见钱眼开, but sitting on top of a pile of coins is the sentiment here. 钱, thank you for your time. See you another day.